So we'll start with this word religion. This is a pretty common question that comes up whenever the subject of Vedanta is presented in introductory talks or to groups who haven't sort of heard much about it before. Is Vedanta a religion? The short answer is no. It's not a religion per se. So you'll see this as we get into this first portion of this chapter. But the analogy that we often use is if you look at the different sciences, you have biology, physics, chemistry, politics, psychology, and so on and so forth. There are different branches of science. So you can say biology is a science. But if you look at all the sciences, there's something that they all have in common. Yeah, the scientific method, let's call it that, whatever that means. So there's something which is common to them all. So there's an overarching theme, or the method is the same. There's something which is universal about all of the specific sciences. So you can say you've got the difference between science and a science. Chemistry is a science, but it employs the scientific method to advance the knowledge of the chemical world. Chemistry is a science. In the same way, you have Christianity, you have Islam, you have Buddhism, Sikhism, Hinduism, and so on and so forth. Buddhism is a religion. Christianity is a religion. But now we can also look at a much broader sense, religion per se, not as it relates to a specific culture or a specific time or a specific set of principles or a specific set of laws, rituals, mythologies, figures, and so on and so forth, but the religious method. In the same way we have the scientific method, which is kind of a universal thing, we can also look at the religious method. So this is where we often hear people say, oh, I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual. They mean that I don't ascribe to any particular religion, but I'm employing the religious method. So the scientific method is, when we talk about science, it's a means of trying to understand the objective world. You take a slice of it, physics, and I employ my efforts in trying to understand what that world is, how it functions, or chemistry, or biology, or so on and so forth. In the same way, employing the religious method simply means that you're trying to understand another aspect of the human existence, but this time, instead of it being something out in the external world, what we're trying to come to understand is the individual.